Assalamu alaikum students. Subject Environmental Studies Part 1, Standard 5, Chapter 9. Maps are companions. Before starting with the explanation of the chapter, I would like to request all the students to keep your textbook and pencil along with it. As and when needed, we will use our textbook today. The the picture that appears is showing the various landforms, that is the mountains, valleys, hill, hill rock, plain, river, island, seashore, and this same you have studied in the earlier chapter of our subject. The land in our environment is not of the same height everywhere. This unevenness gives rise to various lands shapes, creating different landforms such as mountains, valleys, plateaus, plains, and islands. For a proper understanding of our environment, it is necessary to study the physical and natural setup of the island, of the land. We learned about maps. We saw a 5,000-year-old map. This means that man has felt the need to make maps since ancient times. At that time, maps were mainly used in wars. While fighting a battle, it is important to have detailed knowledge of the terrain. Terrain means the stretch of land. It helps in working out the strategies of defeating the enemies. Maps were very useful for this purpose. Taking into account of the differences in their height, shape, etc., various landforms can be shown on a map. Now, in the earlier times, maps were basically used for wars. It gave the idea, detailed information about the battlefield while fighting a battle, where it gives the detailed knowledge of the land where the fight was to be held. Now, here, using the map, one decided the strategy for defeating the enemies. Now, various landforms are also shown in the map, so that gives, and it also has the height and the shape given in it. Here, the map that appears, or this map is on page number 39 of the textbook. Here in the map, you will see the lines shown and numbers written on it. The lines that are in pink shade color, that are called as contour lines, and the blue line that you see, it shows that some of the water bodies are flowing over here. So in the map A, you will see an arrow pointing towards N. That means that is the direction, four major directions. So that is the north direction. Contour interval 100 meter. That means that the interval of every line that is there is of 100 meters. Now let us see the question based on it. In a map A has shown, how has the height of the land been shown? Answer is, the height has been shown by contour lines joining points of equal height. Now, equal height which is given, the points of that is joined, and that line is called as contour line. Moving on to the next map, that is map B. Here the map is just the same, but here color indication is given over here. Height in meters and colors are given over here, starting from green less than 200 meters, then yellow one 200 to 300 meters, then light orange which is there is 300 to 400 meters, and the darker orange is more than 400 meters. So here you will find the different height which is given in meters and color indications given to it. Let us see the question based on it. Why have colors being used in map B? Answer is, each color indicates a specific height. The color index will show us the height. Now each has color indication, so that is why colors are being used. And what the color indicates, the box which is there of heights in meter will indicate us that. Moving on to map C. This is also just the same map but in a different method. How is map C different from the other two? Now let us see what is the difference between the earlier two map what we have seen and this map. Map C does not have any lines but it has shading. This helps us to understand, this helps us to get the idea of the height, relief and slope. Now here the earlier two maps that were there, that were the physical map, and this map is the digital map, and this has color shading, the color difference in the height. As it reaches higher and higher, that color that is the green color turns out to be darker and darker. Moving on, next, here you will observe all the three maps together, that is A, B and C. In which direction the highest point of map A, B and C? Answer, the highest point is 500 meter. You will observe 500 meter at same location or at the same point in all the three maps, and it is towards the southeast. In which map can the landforms be seen most clearly? Now where the landforms can be seen more clearly? So in map C you can see the landforms more clearly. The length and the width of the landform can be easily shown on a piece of paper. However, the height and the depth cannot be shown as easily. There are different methods of showing the elevation of height of the land. First one is contour line method, second one is layer tinting method, and the third one is digital elevation model. Let us begin with the contour line method. This method is used to show the unevenness of landforms on a map. The height of the land is measured from sea level. Next, points of the same height are identified. Their position is marked accurately on the map. These locations are joined with a line. Such lines are called as contour lines. The lines which are used to join one point to the other point of the same height and location, that line is called as contour line. The map that you see is the contour line method map which appears on the screen. Now in the map you will see lines are drawn, each joining places of specific height. You will see that 200 meters which is showing, so the line is going in a specific height. All the 200 meter heights that is given are joining from one point to the other point. This way the relief of the land can be easily shown. It helps us to understand the slope of the land and the height of different places. Here you will see the map. The hill section is shown over here, cross section of a hill, and the contour line method is used to draw this cross section of a hill. Observe the diagram. Note that when there is less distance between the contour line, the slope is steep, whereas the distance is great, the slope is gentle. Now you will observe the slope. As the slope is steep, that there is a distance in it, so the slope is gentle in it. And where there is height and their slope is quite steep, it is quite straight over there. So you will observe in the map that different measures are given in height from sea level, from 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 and 600, and slope is also shown over here. So same way down in the contour line method, you will observe in the same height and distance the lines are being drawn over here to show the same map in different method. That is the contour line method. Moving on to the layer tinting method. This method is based on contour line method. With the help of the contour line method, layer tinting method can be done. In this method, the spaces between contour lines are filled with color. Each color indicates a specific height. For example, water bodies are colored blue, whereas the adjoining land is colored dark green. So here you will find the different color indications that are given in the figure, in the map. And water bodies are given with blue, and the lands are given with dark and light colors of green and various other colors. Land higher than that is colored with light green. Next higher land is colored with yellow, and so on. As the land is given dark green color, and as the height keeps on increasing, the color goes on uh, turning light and light, and then the color changes to the darker shades. So study the given color index. Now we will study about the color index that is given, and note how the color changes with the height. The colors between the contour line shows up the differences in the physical setup. Now let us see the heights which are given here is in meters. Starting from the sea level, that is depth below the sea level, below the ground, that is the sea level that is given, it is less than minus 150 meters, and then it goes on minus 75 meters to minus 150 meter, then from 0 to minus 75 meter, and then the land area starts, which as given in green color, water bodies are marked with blue, and then with the green it shows that the landforms are starting from 0 to 75 meter, and as the height keeps on increasing of the land area, landforms, so the color also turns light, and then the darker shades starts. So from 75 meter to 150 meter, 150 meter to 300 meter, lightish yellow is given, and then moving upward 300 meters to 600 meter, here the color starts changing, and now it is turning up from darker to darker shade. 600 meter to 1380 meter, then from 1380 meter to 3660 meter, and then the darker one, that is the brown shade, 3660 meter to 4880 meter, and above that is given as white, more than 4880 meters. So in the map you will observe, in this B map you will observe the color indication that is given from land that starts, and as the height keeps on increasing, the shade of the color keeps turning out to be darker and darker. Now we will move on to the digital elevation model. This method is digital. From the word only we can understand that it is related to technology. Earlier what we studied, it was related to physical map, but here this map model is related to digital. That means through the technologies, that is computer or mobile phones, etc. This is the most modern method. In this, the information obtained through man-made satellite is presented with the help of a computer. Now here already we have studied about the satellite, that it passes information about various things, in fact about weather forecast and passing on the communication, etc. In the earlier chapter, that is our first chapter, we have studied about satellite. So here satellite plays an important role in digital elevation model, where it gives the uh, digital presentation of map through the computer. Now see the map. In the map you will observe that we can directly observe the differences in height of landform. Here you will observe in the land you will see in green color, but as the height you will see the different height and shape in the map. Maps made using the above method help us to understand the physical setup of a region. In other words, they give us an idea of its height, relief and slope. Using computer, we can even find the height of each point on a digital map. So on digital map, you can find the height of each point using computer. In physical map, the physical maps are used in military operations, tourism, drawing up mountaineering routes, in making regional developments plans, etc. So here physical maps, the map which are printed on paper, those maps can be used for military operations, carrying out military operations, for tourism and travel. When you are traveling at that point of time also, these maps can be very helpful. Now we use your brain power. In this you will, this use your brain power is given on page number 41 of the textbook. Here questions are given, but the map, the activity that is to be done in this, you have to do it in your textbook. Place a different height, places of different height are shown in the above box, but here in the textbook it is in the above box, but the uh, place which is shown over here, the box which is shown, is in the next slide. Find and join the dots that shows places of the same height. What method is shown in the landform on the map have you used here? Write the answer in the box below. Further, moving on further, let us see the box. Here you will see the box with numbers 100, 200 and 300. Now here what you have to do, you have to take a pencil and start joining the points, first starting from 100. So the point which are given from 100 to the next 100, from one point to the other point, you have to keep on joining the dots with the pencil. After completing the 100, you have to join the dots of 200, and same goes with 300. Chalo, start right now and take a pencil and start joining the dots. Now let us see, after joining all the dots, how your map will look like, or the box will look like. See, the box will look like something like this. So now let us see what method is shown in the landform. Now what method of showing the landform on the map have you used here? Write the answer in the box given below. Now below the box, the place where question is written, here there you will find box in blue. So there you have to write the answer. This map which we have learned, or the method which we have shown over here, is the contour line method. So in the box write there contour line method. Moving on towards the next, many people use maps. Many components are shown in maps or outline maps. If these components are shown on different maps in different ways, it will be difficult to understand them. Therefore, standard signs and symbols are used to make the map easy to read. So now maps are used all over the world, and many of them use it while even for traveling at a distance. So even in phone you use mostly if you are traveling somewhere along with your family and the place is unknown, or you don't know the exact location, so what our parents do, they do just open the phone and in phone there one app is there, maps. You open and you put your location where you want to go. It guides you how to go, how far the distance is, and different routes to go to that location. So same way, to understand certain symbols and signs in map, there are standard symbols and signs given, so that each and everyone whosoever takes the map can understand the map and read it. So these signs and symbols are universally used for specific components. That is why everyone can understand them. So now let us see some of the signs and symbols further that can be used. Now, what are the signs and symbols? Let us see. First one is conventional signs. Signs are used to show various things on a map as per convention. These are the forms of letters or geometrical shapes, or for example, line, circle, triangle, dot, etc. So, to conventional signs, these signs are used, and to how one can recognize that this is a sign. So, the letters are used or geometrical shapes are used to make a sign. Now, moving on to conventional symbols. Symbols are used to show various things on a map as per conventions. Symbols are miniature drawing for the respective objective. Objects that are made are smaller in size, that is miniature drawings are made for the respective objects. Example, temples, mosques, forts. So the miniature drawing is made on the maps to understand them. So they are called as symbols. The use of signs and symbols in a map helps the reader to get exact information about the places on the map. A list of things that the sign and symbols represent is given in the key of to the map. To understand the signs and symbols, the map in a map key is given, that is a small box is given where slight information is provided about the map, where one can understand easily. Now here you have on page number 42, you will see can you tell is given. So as and when we are doing, you have to write down in the pencil, with the pencil in the boxes. You have to identify the signs and symbols and write their names in the boxes. So the first one is given, it is a miniature drawing of a girl and a boy sitting on a pencil. So that indicates as Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. Second one is, yes, you will see if earlier olden days only one national TV was used, and that was known as Doordarshan. So it is the logo of that channel. The next one is toilet, where you will see male and female. This is sign is being shown. Next one is hospital. The next one is a triangle is there and a child with a bag is shown over there. It indicates school. And the last sign which you will observe, girl and a boy with a book in a triangle. This sign, this symbol you will see in all the textbook. but especially you will see it in your Bal Bharati textbook at the front cover page of the book. This is known as Bal Bharati. So please write down all this in your textbook with the pencil. Moving on further, we will study about the list of some symbols used by the Survey of India while making maps. So PO alphabets are used for post office, then anchor is there, so it is used for harbor. Same goes with the lighthouse, fort, burial ground, international boundary lines, battlefield, railway, well, spring, triangulation, mark, settlement, grass, contour line, lake, road, mine, reserved forest. So these are the some symbols that are being used in making maps. Now Survey of India is the foremost map making institute in India. This is Survey of India is an institute in India which was established in 1767, and this institute has made large numbers of tropical topographic maps of Indian subcontinents. These maps are known for the world over for their accuracy. Now this institute is known for their accuracy. The institute's headquarters is at Dehradun in Uttarakhand. Now moving on to the next, this use your brain power is given on page number 43. This you have to write down with a pencil in your textbook. Jasbir and Manjeet are reading a map. They do not understand the following signs and symbols. Will you help them by writing the meanings of each signs and symbols? So you have to write the name of what does that sign or the symbol mean, and then later on you have to write whether it is a sign or a symbol. So first one is done for us, post office, and it is a sign. So now let us see the next one. It is a lighthouse. Third one, it is a fort. Fourth one, battlefield. Fifth one, railway. Sixth one, well. Seventh one, spring. Now let us see what are they, sign or a symbol. So the lighthouse is a symbol. Fort is a sign. Battlefield is a symbol. Railway is a symbol. Well, sign. Spring, sign. So the second question which is given, sign or a symbol, write in the bracket. So you have to write in this way in the bracket. So write down this in your textbook with the pencil. Moving on, next what we have learned in this chapter. Today we have learned introduction of landforms, methods of showing physiography, that is different methods of map, and use of colors to show height, the use of conventional signs and symbols. So here we come to an end of this chapter.